Hey guys, Vigoman here and welcome back to Crasburg once again for another video where we are building a couple of houses, just expanding on this town here. Before we move on, make sure to go down there and leave a like if you enjoy this series here. It really helps me out and it helps my channel grow, which I really do appreciate, guys. Today we are building a little bit of a district that is, I wouldn't say poor, but it's not as well maintained as the rest of the city. Crasburg is very colorful, very nicely maintained, more or less, for being a medieval town at least, and I like that vibe, but I think it's important to kind of build it a little bit more dynamical and make it look like some parts haven't been worked on in a while. Some parts are falling down. Maybe the owners are not as wealthy anymore. Maybe the owners just moved in. I don't know, just playing around with the story here. So this district is close to the slum area and the houses are not as fancy. They're probably quite the same size, but they haven't been painted in a while. They're kind of slowly falling apart for several different reasons, and the whole district is kind of looking a little bit less wealthy, like a poor district, but not again like the slum, more like just a poor area of the normal area. So we're building a couple of these houses. Some of them have a small little profession. Maybe that's why they're poor. They're not making that much money from the profession they have, but they definitely make enough to live and have a house in this area here. So it's kind of just playing around with that and also testing out some new styles, trying to use the blocks in a way that make it look like the normal Crasburg houses, but they've just been there for longer in a way. So that was funny, because normally all the blocks I've been using is super clean and super easy to work on with, like the Tudor blocks and stucco and stuff. They're all very clean blocks, so it was hard to kind of use those blocks but make them look old. So we kind of keep the same colors and styles as the rest of Crasburg, but not make it look as clean as the rest. But it was fun. I think it turned out great. We're going to check it out in first person later on. We're also doing a little market in front of this area where people can be selling their goods. A lot of the people living here would be selling it, but also traders coming in from the town will be using this market instead of the bigger markets for different customers. Maybe cheaper area. It's closer to slum, so maybe people from the slum will get in here to buy stuff cheaper than going to the big market, and maybe that's why it's poor. I don't know, not really sure. I would like to just leave that to the visitors to kind of make up their own mind and create their own little story. But let me finish this, guys, and I will see you in first person in just a little bit. We are going to start here with this little pond overlooking these beautiful buildings, which again are pretty clean, and going to kind of contrast into this area right here where we have these houses and then a little market here. I didn't manage to complete this whole market square just because of time. I've been having a lot of stuff to do at work and school and also other things, so there's one house left to do here, but man, do I love the vibe this whole area has with this building and then this slightly lower one, but it's not really that low. It's just kind of built on a lower elevation here. It has 2 floors, but it's just kind of elevated down. And then we also built this house over here, and then the market, which of course looks pretty dope. So let's check out this building here first. This is somewhat of a carpenter, so if we move around here, we have a little carpet shop where you could, or workshop, I guess it's not really a shop, where you could buy planks and stuff made out of wood from this guy. But I guess we'll go back and go in the main entrance into the house itself. So we go in here, we have a little bit of a kitchen, again trying to make it look poor, but not poor like super poor. So it's simpler than some of the other interiors, but definitely not less detailed. It's just kind of different way of detailing it. So that looks like that, very nice and simple. I also use these boards a lot for the ceiling or floors, because they have a little bit of cracks in them, so you can see some of the stairs or upstairs through them, and also you can see downstairs if you look down, and that just makes it look like it's worn down a little bit more. I'm not sure why, but it just looks poorer and older to me. And then we have this little staircase down into the workshop area, which I really like. So we'll go up here and just quickly check this out. One way I make this look poorer is that we have the beds are poorer in a way. So we have this here, and then also all the way up here. We just have some hay for the children to sleep on. So it's not even a bed, it's just some hay on the ground like that. And also just some hay on the floor here to kind of indicate carpets and stuff. But then the master bedroom is, or just a big bed, I guess, is normal bed. So the parents have a little bit more luxurious than the children, but that's how it is, right? But it looks pretty good. I like it. So we'll go down here and go out again. Make sure to close the door, because these people can't be wasting firewood. And we'll go over and check out these two houses all the way down here. So this one here is making yard or strings or thread. It's kind of using this spinning wheel to make that. We're going to check that out. We're just going to go in at the bottom floor first. Here we have just some storage, not a fancy living room or anything. The floor is also made out of just trampled dirt or clay. So just kind of setting the standard here. Kitchen is dark and loomy in a way, but then we have this fireplace, but again not too fancy, but it gets the job done with a little exit to the backyard here, which I like a lot, overlooking the Hill of Faith here, which is massive, just stretching up behind here. Really cool stuff. You can also get into the neighbor build from here. But we will also go up the stairs and check out the shop and the upstairs area. So here we just have some hay on the ground to sleep on for the children, and then a bed for the parents, but also a little bit of a shop where we have a spinning wheel here, making thread or yarn, which then you would sell on the market here, or just actually sell it over the counter here. But it's just connected straight to the market from here, so it's nice and convenient like that. But it's not too much money in selling yarn, so that gets the job done, but not too much more than that. Then we have this building here, which is just like a general store, which also has a little bit of a stable here. This is maybe where traders would leave their horses when they're working at the market. I don't know, just adding a little bit of detail there, but I love it. It's really cool, and it's built up towards the mountainside here. So this building here is just a general shop, as I said. So in here is just stuff, all kinds of stuff is being sold here. Clothes, spices, tools, everything. And then there's also this little exit to the back here, which is pretty cool. Up here we have a little kitchen, again not too fancy, the same old style as we've been going for this whole episode here, but it gets the job done, with some hay on the ground here for the children to sleep on, and then some more hay on the top here. I guess maybe the parents would sleep on the hay down there, and then the children would sleep up here, because the parents wouldn't bother climbing, I guess. So that is that. Let's go down here again and check out what the rest we have here. So we have two more houses, which I really like. I'm very happy, especially with the middle one. Love the way this one turned out. We'll check out this one first. I like to check them out in the order that I built them. So this one here is selling some kind of herbs and stuff. He has a little bit of a shop in the front, but it is also kind of, you know, on the interiors as well here. So we have some storage for the shop here. Then we have a little kitchen area to prepare some simple food for the family, a small dining area here, and also a staircase leading up to a bigger dining area, which there's flies here. It does smell, it's not as well maintained. We have a big bed for the parents, and this bedroom is kind of big. So this one is like, it's not a poor house, it's just not maintained as much. And up here we have a place for the children to sleep in the attic here. So that is also kind of cool. Some of these windows are kind of covered up. You can see with some planks on the outside. Maybe it's broken, maybe it's leaking, I don't know. Just playing around with that as well. And on the backyard here we have a very cool little backyard area, which I love, where they're kind of planting the herbs and some food for themselves, just close up to the castle wall here. And it just adds a lot when you're kind of up here looking down, and also just from the outside here. I just love it. And with some carrots and cabbage and other stuff, and some wines and stuff. We can go back through here, and we'll go into the neighbor house as well, which is like spices and stuff, if I remember correctly. So he's selling spices, pretty similar to the guy next door, but more like spicy herbs, and the other one's just like vegetables in a way. So that is that. Really love the vibe of this building. And then we have a simple kitchen area, which also leads to a little backyard where they're growing some of their stuff and also producing some food for themselves. So that is kind of nice. I like the way that kind of connects to the wall. If we go up here, we have a dining area. We also have a bedroom, simple little bedroom made out of hay here. And then also a master bedroom here, which is not too bad, not too shabby at all. And a little bit of an attic up here where we have an area for children to sleep, a small sitting area, and some storage here for clothes and barrels and chests and stuff like that. So it's really all you need. Decided to add a little detail on the wall here, like that a lot. It's using the shutters and then some different blocks in the wall. Since this is built next to another one, we can kind of work a little bit with the actual wall here and remove some blocks. So that is really cool. And we're gonna just take a quick look at the market here as well, where we have some stalls selling meat and herbs, selling fish from the local fishing port, I guess, bread and cabbage, and then this also leads to this little alley back here with a little stair here. I just love adding elevation. It just makes your town come alive. So I decided to add a staircase instead of just a path leading down. And then a little fountain here, which again is kind of falling apart. It's kind of overgrowing. But it's water in it. It's still functioning. But the details are kind of worn off by the wind and rain and stuff. But it's definitely working. So I guess that is all for today, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack that like button. And if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggo Man, and I'm out.